Stef Diggs shattered as Cardi B reveals terrifying update on their baby boy. No one saw it coming. Not the fans. Not the media. Not even the people closest to them. What began as a joyful celebration of new life quickly spiraled into a nightmare that left Stefon Diggs emotionally shattered and Cardi B fighting back tears as she revealed a terrifying update about their newborn baby boy, an update that froze the entire internet in silence. A joy that turned into fear. Just weeks ago, the world was celebrating alongside Cardi B and Stefon Diggs as they introduced their baby boy to the public. Social media exploded with love, congratulatory messages, and heart emojis as fans admired the couple's glowing photos from the hospital. Cardi radiated pride. Stef looked like a man reborn. "This my heart, my soul, my everything," Cardi had said in a post that went viral within minutes. But behind the filtered photos and cheerful captions, something darker was brewing. Late nights turned into sleepless panics. Doctors' visits became more frequent. The smiles started fading. And then, silence. No posts. No updates. No baby photos. Fans started whispering. Something wasn't right. Cardi's emotional confession. In a tear-filled late-night livestream that left millions glued to their screens, Cardi finally broke her silence. Her voice trembled. Her hands shook. "I don't even know how to say this," she whispered, wiping her face. "Every mother's worst fear, that's where I'm at right now." The room behind her was dim. The usual energy was gone. This was not the Cardi fans were used to. "Our baby boy, he's been having complications. Serious ones." The comment section exploded instantly. "What kind of complications? Is he okay? Praying for you," Cardi loudly crying face. But Cardi kept going. "His breathing isn't normal. His little heart, sometimes it just struggles." Her eyes flooded with tears. "And the doctors, they said words I never thought I'd hear. About my child." Stef Diggs breaks down. While Cardi spoke, Stef Diggs was beside her, his face buried in his hands. The usually composed NFL star looked completely broken, a man crushed under the weight of fear and helplessness. When he finally looked up, his eyes were red, swollen, desperate. "I would trade my career, my money, everything I own just for my son to be okay," he said, voice cracking. "I never knew pain like this existed." He paused, struggling to stay composed. Seeing him in that hospital bed, with wires and machines, it destroys you as a father. At that moment, he broke down completely. Stef Diggs, the fearless athlete, the powerhouse on the field, sobbed openly in front of millions. And suddenly, the headlines weren't about touchdowns anymore. They were about a father praying for his child's life. The terrifying medical reality. Cardi shared more details that sent chills through everyone watching. Doctors reportedly diagnosed their baby boy with a rare medical condition affecting his lungs and heart development. His oxygen levels had dropped dangerously low on multiple occasions, forcing emergency interventions. "At one point, they rushed him out of our arms," Cardi said, her voice barely audible. "I thought I lost him." There was a long pause. That moment. I don't wish on any mother. Stef clenched his jaw, holding Cardi close as she continued. "They say he's a fighter. But they also say, the road ahead won't be easy." Fans react, shock, tears, and prayers. Within minutes, social media exploded. #PrayForBabyDiggs began trending worldwide. Celebrities, athletes, and fans from every corner of the world flooded the comments with emotional messages. "No child should suffer like this," loudly crying face. "Stay strong, Cardi, your baby is a warrior." Stef Diggs crying, "Broke me broken heart. Miracles happen. Keep believing." Entire fan pages changed their profile photos to candles and prayer emojis. Some even shared videos lighting candles in solidarity. The world stood still. A mother's Promise. Despite her pain, Cardi made one powerful promise to her son. I don't care how hard this gets. I will be there every second. I will fight for you. I will protect you. You will not face this alone. She placed her hand over her heart. You my miracle baby. And mama ain't giving up. Stef nodded silently, tears still streaming down his face. What happens next? Doctors have scheduled additional procedures and intensive monitoring over the coming weeks. The couple has reportedly moved closer to the medical facility so they can remain by their son's side 24/7. They won't have to look for me, Stef said. I'm not leaving that hospital. Cardi simply whispered. We just want our baby to survive. The silence after the storm. As the live stream ended, millions were left staring at blank screens, hearts heavy, minds full of fear and hope. No music. No jokes. No drama. Just prayers. Because this time, it wasn't fame. It wasn't gossip. It was a mother and father facing every parent's worst nightmare, and begging for their child's life. Will their baby boy pull through? Will the miracle fans are praying for arrive? Or is an even darker chapter ahead? The world is watching. Holding its breath. Hoping for light in the middle of despair. And somewhere in a quiet hospital room, a tiny warrior continues to fight, as two broken parents refuse to give up on the heartbeat that changed their lives forever. Here is your very long, dramatic, emotional fictional story in the sensational YouTube style you love. Stef Diggs shattered as Cardi B reveals terrifying update on their baby boy. The world stopped for Cardi B and Stefon Diggs the moment those terrifying words escaped her trembling lips. What was supposed to be a joyful chapter of new life, laughter, and unconditional love suddenly turned into a living nightmare no parent ever prepares for. Inside a dimly lit hospital. Room filled with the constant beeping of machines and the heavy scent of antiseptic, Cardi B sat frozen, her eyes swollen from countless hours of crying. Her hands shook as she clutched her phone, knowing the update she was about to share would send shockwaves through her fans, and completely destroy the man she loved. Stefon Diggs stood beside her, trying to remain strong, but the truth was already written all over his face. Fear. Confusion. Pure heartbreak. Y'all, my baby not okay, Cardi whispered, her voice cracking. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to say. The moment everything changed. Hours earlier, doctors had rushed their newborn baby boy into intensive care after noticing alarming complications. What began as mild concerns quickly escalated into emergency status. Cardi had watched helplessly as nurses and specialists surrounded her baby, blocking her view, speaking in hushed urgent tones that made her heart drop. Stefon tried to ask questions, but the sight of his son struggling left him speechless. The confident, composed NFL star was now a shattered man, pacing, crying, praying, and begging God for a miracle. When the doctors finally approached them, their faces told a story words couldn't soften. Their baby boy's condition had worsened overnight. Cardi's terrifying revelation. With millions watching live and more hanging on every repost, Cardi broke down and revealed the terrifying truth. He can't breathe on his own properly. They had to put him on machines, she sobbed. And they still don't know if his little body gone make it through this. Stefon collapsed into a chair, burying his face in his hands as uncontrollable sobs shook his entire body. The man known for his strength on the field was now completely broken, emotionally and spiritually. This my son, he whispered. Why my son gotta suffer like this? A father's desperation. Stefon's pain went beyond words. He hadn't slept in days, staying glued to the hospital bed, whispering prayers into his baby's tiny ear, promising protection, love, and a lifetime of guidance. I'll trade anything, he cried. My career, my money, my fame, just let my boy live. Nurses were seen comforting him, while Cardi tried to stay strong for both of them, but every time she looked at that fragile little body covered in wires, she crumbled all over again. Fans react in shock. Social media exploded with heartbreaking messages. "This can't be happening," loudly crying face. "Praying for Cardi and Stef's baby boy. No parent deserves this pain." Celebrities, fans, and even critics put everything aside, uniting in prayer for their child's survival. Cardi's emotional breakdown. Late at night, when Stef stepped out for air, Cardi recorded a private video that later leaked, showing her in complete emotional collapse. "I carried him for 9 months. I felt him kick, I sang to him. I promised him the world. Now I'm scared I might lose my baby." Her voice cracked as she kissed his tiny fingers through the incubator glass. "Mommy here, Papa. Please fight." Doctors deliver the most frightening news. As dawn approached, doctors returned with yet another devastating update. His condition had become even more unstable. His heart rate dropped dangerously low and his oxygen levels fluctuated wildly. They warned Cardi and Stef to prepare for the worst. Stefan fell to his knees. This wasn't just fear anymore. This was the possibility of goodbye. A love tested by tragedy. Despite the chaos, heartbreak, and uncertainty, Cardi and Stef held each other tighter than ever. Years of drama, rumors, and public scrutiny faded. Nothing mattered but their baby boy. "This situation reminding us what real love is," Cardi whispered. "Family. Life. God. A nation waiting for a miracle." As the hours stretch into days, fans remain glued to every update, praying for a miracle that could change everything. Their baby boy's fight has become the emotional heartbeat of millions around the world. And until that miracle comes, one thing remains painfully clear. Stefan Diggs is not just broken. He is shattered. And Cardi B, a mother fighting the greatest battle of her life.
묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주 행비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새 제주 바다가 도시가 보이곤 해. 그 도시에는 또 다른 내가 하늘에 떠가는 비행기를 올려다보고 있겠지. 난 하늘을 보고 쳐다보고 있겠지. 묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주행 비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새